Hi all, I've been playing a lot of the Mythic Plus dungeons on the War Within beta with my Enhancement Shaman, and it's definitely one of my favorite specs I've played and some of the most fun I've had with any spec on the beta. I want to briefly cover the hero talents, some strengths and weaknesses of the spec at the moment, and just my overall thoughts on how it feels to play. My goal is to give you guys a brief overview to see if the spec is for you and it's something you'll enjoy playing in the War Within. If you guys have any questions or want to share your thoughts, leave them down below. Let's start with hero talents. We've got Totemic and Stormbringer. Stormbringer is absolutely sick. This hero talent tree is a big reason why I've been enjoying Enhancement so much. We get Tempest, which is the biggest part of this tree. Every 40 Maelstrom weapon stacks we spend replaces our next Lightning Bolt with Tempest, which does so much damage to our main target and cleaves to other enemies nearby. I'm not kidding when I say this ability has got to be one of the hardest hitting abilities in the beta right now. I really like Arc Discharge as well. When our Tempest hits more than one enemy, our next two Chain Lightning abilities do 75% increased damage and our instant cast. Rolling Thunder causes Tempest to summon a Nature Feral Spirit for 15 seconds. Conductive Energy turns enemies into a Lightning Rod, which increases the damage of Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning by 10% after we use Lightning Bolt, Elemental Blast, or Chain Lightning on a target. Last but not least, another impactful node is the last one on our tree, which is Awakening Storms. Storm Strike, Lightning Bolt, and Chain Lightning have a chance to hit the enemy with nature damage, and once this happens 3 times, we get Tempest again. Most of the other nodes are base damage increases and increase the critical strike chance or haste, which are great. We get one defensive choice node with Nature's Protection, which I prefer, or Surging Currents. Overall, the tree is just a massive conduit for damage. Totemic is solid and definitely revolves around our new ability that we can use every 30 seconds, Surging Totem. We summon a totem at a target location that tremors and does flame strike damage every 5 seconds. It lasts for 24 seconds, which is pretty insane, so we basically will have this for every pack and sometimes more than once per pack, depending on how high of a key you're pushing. It does a pretty solid amount of damage, it looks cool, and it feels impactful to use. Whirling Elements is sick and basically summons air, earth, and fire motes around our totem to buff those specific types of abilities. We get quite a few nodes in our hero talent tree that play into our Surging Totem, which is great. Lyco Pulse Capacitor, which just straight up gives a 25% damage increase to the totem, or Oversurge to increase our totem's power by 150% during Ascendance. We get some other nodes to summon a Searing Totem, buff the damage of some of our abilities, and honestly, the tree works great with a more elementalist type talent build. We get Wind Barrier whenever we have any totem active. We get an Absorb Shield, which is a pretty solid defensive node, but our only one in the tree like Stormbringer. We don't really have any utility nodes, but I don't think we need them, to be honest. Totemic feels solid. I really dig our tier set. It's simple, like basically all of the tier sets in Season 1, which is what Blizzard wanted. Ours works great with multiple different talent builds, which I really like. Our 2 set increases the damage of our Storm Strike, Lava Lash, Crash Lightning, and Ice Strike by 15%, and our 4 set gives us 1 more Feral Spirit when we summon our Wolves. One of my favorite tier sets so far. We've got a lot of utility and control over mobs, which is one of the reasons I love Shamans so much. It's not really changing going into the War Within, besides some hero talents buffing some of them or reducing their cooldowns a little bit. We've got Capacitor Totem, Thunderstorm, Earthbind Totem, Earth Totem, Frost Shock, a Cleanse, Hex if we want it, and Tremor Totem. I could see us using all of these in niche situations in the Mythic Plus dungeon pool for this next season, depending on what your group needs or how high you're pushing. For mobility, we still have Ghost Wolf, Spirit Walk, which I absolutely love, and Windrush Totem for group mobility. For survivability, we've never been in a great spot, to be honest, but with Astral Shift being a 60% DR on a minute and a half cooldown, Stone Bulwark Totem granting us a huge Absorb Shield, and Ancestral Guidance, we're doing pretty good. Not to mention our off healing with Healing Surge is solid if we need it. For me, Enhancement Shaman is definitely a potential contender for my main going into the War Within. Like I said, you've got so much control over mobs, you've got great group utility, fantastic mobility, and not to mention our damage on the beta is really good at the moment. Hopefully it carries over to live in a month, but it's so solid right now. The biggest thing for me though is how much fun it is to play. You always have something to press. There's a really high skill ceiling if you want to be challenged. Your abilities are some of the best looking abilities in the game in my opinion, and the hero talents are great, specifically Stormbringer. You're literally harnessing the power of thunder and lightning. Tempest feels insanely good to press every single time. It hits really hard, it cleaves, and looks dope. I thought Prot Warrior felt a little like Thor, the god of thunder, but no. Enhancement Shaman is the god of thunder, and holy shit, it's fun as hell. While Stormbringer is for sure my favorite, Totemic still felt solid as well. Not quite as good damage-wise, and we do have another keybind, but Surging Totem felt impactful to press, looks pretty cool, and really plays into a more diverse Elementalist build with a higher priority on Lava Lash, Fire Nova, and all of the elements. Really enjoyed it too. Whichever one you play, I think you'll have a blast. If you're looking for a super versatile melee spec that's fast-paced, controls elements, has fantastic class design, or you just want to be Thor, I highly recommend it. For new players, it may take a while to start performing well, but it's so worth it once you get the hang of it, and super fun. I'm by no means a pro with this spec, and I still am loving the shit out of it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I have a lot more videos covering different specs and classes and more for the War Within, so hit that sub button and keep an eye out for those. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.